Lean development. Okay, what is that? Is that beef? Well, actually, kinda. With lean meats, the fat is trimmed off. With lean development, unnecessary waste, as we call it, is trimmed off, which leads to the overall efficiency of the development process. Essentially, what lean development really is the application of lean principles to software development, spending less time on development to achieve better results. So there are 7 lean principles in total, so let's start with the first one. Number 1, eliminate waste. Take out the trash. You don't want it to build up, right? Something you leave behind early in development may get you back later on. If you want to eliminate waste, however, you gotta know how to recognize it. There are generally 7 categories of waste. First is partially done work, like code waiting to be tested or specs waiting to be developed. It's just work that has started but has not yet been completed. Extra processes. They're extra work, but they don't add value, like unused documentation. Extra features. Self-explanatory. These features may be considered nice to have, but they're not required. Task switching. Commonly seen when people work on multiple projects at once. There's no such thing as multitasking, all right? That's a myth. And trying to do multiple things at once can slow down workflow. Waiting, straight up waiting. If you're waiting for approvals, reviews of prototypes, documents, this can waste time. Motion, the effort required to move information or deliverables from one group to another, like when there are distributed teams that aren't located close to one another physically. And defects, finally, like software bugs and defective documents. In lean development, we increase value by identifying these kinds of wastes and eliminating them. So number 2, the second principle of lean development is amplify learning. Software development is a learning process as you progress through every stage of development, and we can speed up this learning process through short iteration cycles. Have short feedback sessions with customers. Constantly check to see where you are in development, what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. During these sessions, both the customer representatives and the developers learn more about current problems and can work together to find solutions to those problems. It even helps the customers as well, since the constant development effort allows customers to provide more and more feedback and better understand their own needs. Then it just loops back and forth between the two, and bam, cool product. Number 3 is decide as late as possible. Assumptions are bad. There's always uncertainty in software development, and you can't just assume things about your customers, even if it may seem obvious. Let's say you make an app, but then you're like, I want to add this cool new feature that I think is cool because it sounds like it'd be helpful. So then you add it, and the customers are like, why? Base your decisions on facts and evidence, not assumptions or predictions. Number 4, deliver as fast as possible. The saying haste makes waste here is a myth. Lean implementation has shown that it is a good practice to deliver as fast as possible. It's not the biggest that survives, it's the fastest. The sooner the end product is delivered without major defects, the faster you get feedback, and the faster that gets incorporated into the next iteration. Number 5 is empower the team. Let the team do the work their way. Don't force the development team to do this specific task in this specific way. Like, build projects around motivated individuals and trust them to get the job done. Encourage them, all right? Don't micromanage them. The managers need to learn how to listen to the developers, not so much vice versa when it comes to software development, or any organizational business for that matter. Number 6 is to build integrity in. Integrity means that the system's components work together to create a flexible, maintainable, and efficient system. One of the best ways to ensure this is refactoring, which is all about, keeping it simple, keeping it clear, and minimizing features in the code. Make sure that at every step of the way, quality is ensured through testing and making sure the system does what the customer expects it to do. Red Bull. Number 7, optimize the whole. There are 2 vicious cycles in which lean development teams often fall in. The first one is releasing sloppy code for the sake of speed. When development teams are too pressured, they often release code that may or may not meet quality requirements, right? Leading to more and more defects down the line, which of course leads to more and more coding required, and then they're pressured again, and then they try to speed it up again, and they make more and more mistakes. That is no good. Second is testing. When there's too much testing to do, when it's all overloaded, there ends up being a lot of downtime between writing the code and actual feedback for it. So developers might actually end up writing code that may or may not be defective because testing's taking too long, but they don't know it yet. So then once they actually finally get the feedback, turns out, oh shoot, there was a problem before, but you just kept coding, so where's the problem now? Now there's going to be even more problems. So this leads to more and more testing down the line, and then there's wastes a lot more time. So to solve this, you got to break down the bigger tasks into small ones. You need to find these defects and eliminate them early on. Build up from there, ensure the quality at every step, constantly getting feedback, and making sure every part works well in tandem with one another. Think big, act small, fail fast, and learn rapidly. With lean development, the development process becomes highly efficient. You eliminate waste and you deliver the product early. You empower the team and everyone is happy to work on the project. However, lean development does have its disadvantages. One key part of lean development is flexibility, but too much of it can lead to a project that just keeps on expanding, losing sight of its original goal. And then it never ends. Lean development is also not a methodology that's suited for every team. It requires that the team is cohesive, responsive, motivated, disciplined. Basically every team that doesn't have me on it. Each member needs good technical skills that complement one another, and they need to know how to think on their feet since lean development moves fast, right? It's characterized by efficiency. You have to make quick decisions on the fly. So lean development, best used with small projects with a short time frame. So if you got a project like that, then apply lean and trim the fat. Okay, I have like 2 hours before this is due. All right, peace.